I have with me today two Nerf blasters. These are the DC-17, which Captain Rex uses in the Clone Wars. They are, in fact, his choice of blaster. But as Nerf blasters, they don't really look screen accurate. So today, in this video, we're going to try and make these more screen accurate looking for cosplay or display. Let's get into this. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me here in the Imperial Outpost. It's good to have you guys along. So, as I said in my intro, we will be transforming this DC-17 Nerf blaster that Captain Rex uses to a more screen accurate prop. And to be fair, this is quite an easy project to do. So basically, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get rid of this writing on here and all this information on here, because we don't need that. So that can all go. Now, to remove that, we will be using one of my favourites files, which is a 12240 nail file. Absolutely fantastic for getting rid of the information now. We shall also be using a 400 grit sandpaper. Now we use this to give a nice texture all over the gun here to give it something for the paint to adhere to. And then we're gonna spray it, leave it to dry. So basically we're gonna put a undercoat on it. Nice undercoat, maybe a couple of undercoats, and then we go straight in with the black. But first, it's a case of getting rid of this writing. So let's make a start. Okay, guys. Let me crack on with this, and I'll come back and show you when it's all gone. So talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so that's basically all the writing off. Okay, so it takes a little bit of time, but eventually that will come off. So next, what we're going to do is take our 400 grit and we're just going to give a nice light rub over the whole of the gun blaster to give the paint something to adhere to. So that's the next part of the process. Okay, just that slight light sanding has already given it a nice texture. So you don't have to be too hard on it. It's just so you can feel it a little bit rough rather than smooth. That's all you need. So I'll crack on with that, and I'll see you in a bit. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, so I've now give that a good sanding down best I can. Now, this is an option should you wish to do. Obviously, we have the seam line down here of the Nerf guard blaster where it's been put together. Now, you can leave it at that and just then start spraying it up. But if you so wish, you can fill in these lines by using a knifing putty. So basically you just get the putty out and you just spread it all along the seam lines, okay, and then let that dry and then rub it down and it should disappear. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's let's get on with that. So that's basically all you do. So you're covering it up, you let that dry, and then sand it down until you're happy with it. If need be, put some more putty on and repeat the process. So I'll carry on and fill these seams in, and I'll come back to you when it's all done. Okay guys, so that's the putty on and rubbed down. Now, I know it's not perfect. I've got 80% of the lines gone. There's a few little bits, but I'm quite happy with that. You know, like I say, it's not going to be 100%. But yeah, so now that's done, we've all prepped it ready for the first coat of grey primer. So I'll show you what we'll be using. So we're going to go with a grey primer matte finish, do a few coats of that. Then we'll go with the black matte finish, have a couple of coats of that, and then to finish it off we'll seal it with a matte varnish. Now, if you want to, you can take this apart and do it in separate bits. Now, as this is a Nerf, you pull that back, that primes it, and then you fire. Okay, now if you pull that back, what I've done there, I've rubbed down on here because I'm going to spray in that bit, because if you did want to use it for cosplay, then you know when you prime it, you'd see that as white. So you know, it's up to you at the end of the day. But yeah, so our next stage is to get this sprayed, so we get the first coat on. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I've left the blasters to dry out overnight, and I'm quite pleased with how they've come out. So there was 2 coats of underspray and then 2 coats of matte black, and they're looking more like blasters, so really pleased with that. Now, just for comparison, what I did was this one here has got the seam lines filled in, and this one hasn't, just to give you a comparison. Entirely up to you whether you fill the seams in or not. I'm quite happy with either, to be fair. But yeah, so our next stage of the project will be to weather the blaster. Now, the weathering that I go for, the technique, is the dry brush method, which consists of some brushes, acrylic paint, water, and a piece of paper to get the excess paint off. And the idea, what we're going to do is put the silver around the blaster here to make it more realistic with the weathered look. So let's show you how it's done. So as you can see, I'm just putting some touches on the edges where, you know, when the blaster's put down on the floor and ground, you know, where you would expect wear to happen. So it's just go over like that where you want it. So I'll crack on and I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so that's the weathering all done. All that's left to do now is to seal these up with some matte varnish. But I'm quite pleased with how these have turned out. So let's get the varnish on. So there we go, guys. A simple way of transforming a Nerf blaster into a more realistic looking prop. And I'm sure you'll agree that Captain Rex would be proud to use these blasters himself. So, until the next video, long live the Republic.